What's up guys, and welcome back to another F1 2016 career mode preview video. This is episode number 3 here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you haven't checked out the first 2 episodes, I recommend you go check that out to go see what this career mode is like this year. I give a good introduction into what's happening this year in episode 1. But here you can see we're in the laptop area of the career mode. Off to the left you can see the news feed, and it said the Toro Rosso got an engine upgrade. So that is quite interesting how the game lets you know what the other teams are doing. And just to confirm, the other teams do upgrade their cars as well. So if you're not quickly moving forward with your own development, then the other teams behind you are going to catch you. So you're always got to be ahead of the game and try and get those upgrades on the car as quickly as possible. Speaking of the upgrades, we're going to be spending all the upgrade tokens that we've received, the resource points, but we're going to do it at the end of the episode, and we're going to upgrade some of the things that you guys wanted to see from the comment section of the last episode. So I'm just showing you guys some of the menus here. We've seen the research and development area, so we can upgrade the various parts of the car. We've had a look at the standings. We've had a look at the trophy room and the leaderboards as well for the career mode points. So let's have one last look at the career mode hub. You can see we are losing the rivalry to Daniel Ricciardo at the moment, so we need to start beating him in qualifying. We know our race pace is pretty good, so fingers crossed we can do something about that in this next race. So without further ado, let's head into Friday practice and see what lies in the Friday practice regimes.
Welcome to the deserts of Bahrain, where the Formula One circus has rolled into town. We're expecting the cars to appear out on track shortly to start today's practice session.
So you join us now for Friday Practice 1. We took a look at the track acclimatization test in the first episode, so I'm going to briefly skim over this one. Basically, you drive through all the gates, you get used to the track, you get acclimatized to your car as well, and it's just a good way to get your eye in before you start properly getting into the weekend. So by doing this Friday Practice test, then you'll get 50 resource points if you get a purple lap, which we do just here. And yeah, there we go. That's free resource points for us if we can do that. I feel like the climatization test is the easiest one to get points. Now, this one is the tire wear test. I opted to do this one on the super soft tires, and you can see in the bar in the top part of the screen, you got green, purple, and red. Obviously, you want your tire wear to be in the purple, but as you can see there, the bar will go further towards the left if you start abusing your tires. And as you can see there, the bar was really like skewing way off to the left when I was going through corners, especially longer ones. And that just says to me that maybe the game thinks we're turning in way too much when we're really not. Like I'm only going to like 90 degrees when it comes to most of these corners, but the game really seems to think I'm turning in way too much, generating way too much scrub. And watch this corner here. We put our inside front tire on the curb there. Massive lockup, sent it straight down to the bottom of the tire wear, and that obviously would have left a mark on the tires, so it obviously wasn't great. The first 2 laps we've set so far have been in the red. Simply, it's an invalidated lap time because we're going too slow and because we're scrubbing off too much speed by turning in too much, even though I'm not turning that much at all. Like it's quite weird. I know how the tire wear test should work, and it definitely didn't work like this back in March. Like I said, we're definitely lacking pace at the moment, and I feel like it's because, I don't know, it's the cornering speed. We're not able to take as much speed, and it's affecting the tire wear test, as you can see here. It's affecting my pace, and that's why, like in qualifying sessions and in practice sessions, like the pace just is not there. Like we can't even meet the targets for our own car. That's how bad it is at the moment. It's just a little bit of a glitch, but somehow it seems to be fine in the race. So fingers crossed in this one we can move through the field once more. Here we are for a qualifying run in Friday practice once again. And as you can see here, we're just like not meeting the targets for our own car, which is very alarming. Yeah, like I said, I'm just not getting any kind of pace through the corners. The cornering speed and the understeer is really quite bad compared to F1 2015 and even compared to when I was driving back in March. But I'm going to stop talking about that now. We're going to get on with things. It's just the way it is for this preview build on the PC. I'm sure it's going to be fine on consoles, and especially when this game comes out in a few weeks' time. So here we are for qualifying now. We've put on a set of super soft tyres, low fuel, So fingers crossed that can help the understeer a little bit. Up to the line, we'll set our first lap. This was a really good lap, by the way. I felt like I couldn't really get too much more out of that, so I decided to retire on that. And when I saw the results, it was quite disheartening. 14th place for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and especially when you see your teammate up in second place and over a second quicker than you on a very, very good lap. It's not the best, to be honest, but either way, we'll see what we can do. It's a better qualifying position than what we managed in Australia, so fingers crossed, if we can move forward like we did there, we might be on for a very good result. And at the end of every session, over the course of the weekend, you'll get an allocation of resource points based on how you performed and how you met the team's goals. So I move up a couple of places, but unfortunately, Ricardo moves up a whole lot more because he qualified second and he outpaced me. Now, as you can see here are the resource points. We have 1,000 resource points to work with. I decided to go with the engine, like you guys said, and I feel like I said, struggling with understeer at the moment, so I decided to go with the downforce in order to make the high-speed changes of direction a little bit better. So that's what we're doing for this race, and hopefully that can be in for the next one. I decided to do 2 upgrades in one go because I wanted a really big, substantial boost heading into the 3rd race of this mini career. So that's the upgrades done. Let's head off for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and 2 DRS zones will help with that as well. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
Only 3 races left. You still have a chance at the title, but we're going to need some special performances. See what you can do.
Alright, so here we are, guys, on the grid of the Bahrain Grand Prix. You can see the race strategy there is a 2-stop, going from mediums to soft tyres again. And I realised when I went to start this formation lap that I was like, hang on a second, I don't want to start on medium tyres. So I restarted. Luckily, the game allowed me to do that, so that's quite a good feature. I didn't quite realise straight away that I was going to start on the medium tyres. So I'm going to alter my strategy and hopefully start on the soft tyres. So I'm just trying to select the low tyre management strategy at the moment. So that's going to be a 3-stopper. But unfortunately, it wasn't allowing me to actually press the button to actually select it. What I'm toggling at the moment is the Y button, and that's toggling my own tyre wear data with the race strategy at the moment. But yeah, it's not actually allowing me to change that. So what I opted to do was change the strategy that I've got now. I'm going to try and switch from starting on mediums to starting on the soft tyres, and I think what the game didn't allow me to do was start on soft tyres when I was going to go to another set of softs after that. So I had to start on the super soft tyres. So that's just an explanation as to what's happening at the moment. So I'm going to start on the super softs, and then what it looks like it's going to be is a soft tyre run to the end of the race. So I quite like the look of that strategy, to be honest, because I do like running on the softer of the available tyre compounds. I just feel like if you're going to go on the harder compound, you're kind of just giving up free lap time for not too much better tyre wear, if that makes sense. That's the kind of gist I've got from the 2016 Formula 1 season so far. Like, the harder of the 3 tyre compounds normally turns out to be the one that you don't really want to be on. So we'll see how this goes. We're on the formation lap now under safety car conditions, so you have full control over the car during this period. You can do whatever you want. Warm up the tyres, warm up the brakes, touch other cars if you want. You can pass every single car if you want, but I think once you get to the grid, it's still going to start you in your regular place there. So basically this lap is all about getting acclimatized to the car on heavy fuel. I tried slowing down right here just to see what would happen to the tyre temperatures, really see if they would cool out. But I went so slow to the point where Alonso ghosted through me, and the game said that I made contact with Alonso apparently. So that was the end of the formation lap, and now we're getting ready to start the Bahrain Grand Prix. Starting from 14th place, 2 Force Indias in front of us, and away we go. That wasn't a Force India, that was Grosjean on medium tyres. Shocking start for him. That's why I didn't want to start on medium tyres. The getaway off the line would have been terrible. Into turn 1, we lunge a few cars there, made contact with Kimi Räikkönen, who is in the Ferrari, of course. He squeezed us out a little bit on the exit of turn 2, and we're into P10 at the moment. So made up 4 places off of the start initially. We'll try and go up the inside of Räikkönen if we can, and we do, into 9th place, so that's a great start. Next up is Nico Hülkenberg, and we'll see what we can do about him in the middle sector of this Grand Prix. You can see he's catching up to the lead group of cars, and when the cars battle on F1 2016, they do seem to hold each other up quite a bit, which is really nice for us as we pass Nico Hülkenberg up into P8 there. A few corners later, we're making moves on Bottas here, all over the back end of him now. He's getting held up by Kvyat, possibly Ricciardo, a couple of cars as well. We go right around the outside there. Very, very satisfying move to pull that off through the middle sector there. The understeer is not a problem in the race. I must stress this. There's something, just to summarize what the issues are, it's something is holding back the player from keeping up with the expectations in practice and qualifying. In the race, it's fine. Either way, we got the inside. I think that was, who was it? Carlos Sainz? No, it was Kvyat, wasn't it? Either way, Hamilton and Massa are battling quite extensively here. There's a yellow flag up ahead. There's a car smoking, and it looks like a Mercedes. It must be Nico Rosberg. He's got an engine failure, and he's out of the Grand Prix. He was one of the leaders, possibly the leader, as you can see on the replay there. The engine just cooked itself, and Nico is out of the race. So, AI retirements and failures. They're in F1 2016. There's your proof right there. Either way, we rejoin this race. We can see we're all over Massa now. We're going to make a move up the inside. Job done. Into the top 4 now as Nico Rosberg retired, as you saw just a few moments ago. Hamilton is on the move here. He overtook Massa, Bottas, a few other guys as well, and now he's trying to overtake my teammate Daniel Ricciardo. So Daniel is doing a really good job for me here. He's holding up Hamilton on this lap, and it's allowing me to really catch up with him. So I've now got DRS now. It's got to the point where I've got this close, and Hamilton makes the move into turn 1. Ricciardo is defending by moving in a straight line, and Hamilton gets the move done. There's contact, sparks fly everywhere, and we get really close to Ricciardo there, a bit too close. You'll see the sparks there as they make contact into turn 1. That is absolutely brilliant, and now we've got to get rid of our teammate. He's too slow. We're going to go up the inside and try and capitalize on this early, because Hamilton in clear air is going to be the fastest car on track. So we've got to do something about that very early. You can see we're in the slipstream now. I've been running with rich revs, and now we've got DRS. We're going to fly past him on the straight, hopefully. Sebastian Vettel, the race leader, actually made his pit stop on that lap as well. So we pass Hamilton up the inside, went in a little bit too deep on the curbing there, and now Hamilton surely is going to have a nice run up into turn 4. But looks like he's not quite there to pass me just yet. He may pass me into turn 4 now up the inside. I leave him space to go through, but it looks like Hamilton doesn't quite have the tyre grip to do that at the moment. So we're in control of this race after Sebastian Vettel made his stop and Nico Rosberg retired from the Grand Prix. Now Hamilton, he's got an answer back with us with DRS. He flies back into first place. I got a really bad exit onto that straight there, I must say. I got on the curbing on the entry and the exit, so that's obviously definitely not what you want there. Hamilton going very slow through the high-speed right-hander. Had to lift and brake a little bit, but nothing too drastic there. Vettel has got the undercut on us, by the way. He stopped a lap or two ago, as you saw, so this battling here is allowing Vettel to build out that lead that he's eventually going to have once we all make our pit stops, and Hamilton just looks very slow, very vulnerable through the corners, but his straight line speed is what's keeping him in the game here as he makes his first pit stop of the race. I decided to go 1 lap longer because I was feeling good on my tyres, and I was trying to make the second half of the race a little bit better for us on fresher tyres, because we do have to make those two those two yellow wall soft tyres last to the end of the race. So good pit stop there. We should rejoin in amongst the realms of Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, Hamilton got the undercut on us, so it's going to be interesting to see where he rejoins on the track. He's still behind us. He's probably going to rejoin side by side with us as we rejoin on the track. We're just in front of him now on cold tyres, and yes, we have cleared Lewis Hamilton, so we've worked the overcut quite well there, but Lewis has got warmer tyres here, and he's going to be a real threat now heading into turn 4. He's got the medium tyres on, so he's definitely running a different strategy to us, and we get very close to Lewis there. Ran wide a bit there, and when you go off track on F1 2016, it really does slow you down. Codemasters have actively made sure that it either slows you down in the way that you have a lot less grip and you don't have the same traction, or sometimes it'll, I don't know, if you'll just get like a penalty or something like that. So there's lots of deterrence and stuff from stopping you from abusing the track limits. Either way, we're trying to hunt down Lewis Hamilton once again. It's going to be an interesting battle, this one, because he's in a faster car, of course. He's in the Mercedes, but he's on the medium tyres. We're on soft tyres, so the softer of the three compounds, and we'll see what we can do. The pace, should be, I don't know, fairly equal, maybe even slightly in my favour, especially as we head through that middle sector. We pass Hamilton once again up the inside and move inside the top 4. Next up is Gutierrez and also Romain Grosjean. Those guys started on the medium tyres, and I believe that they haven't made a stop yet. So it's very interesting this year with the different tyre compounds. It means that a lot of different runners are having very different races, and it just adds another level to the strategy elements. And while Gutierrez might be having a good race here, he's kind of a bit of a thorn in our side at the moment. We clear him, and now we might have an opportunity for Hamilton to get held up, but it only lasted about one lap as he was trying to negotiate Gutierrez. As you can see up the road, Grosjean makes his stop. He was on the medium tyres as well, and making his first stop of the race. We do a bit of a shoomy squeeze there on Hamilton as he soars past us with the DRS, and he moves into second place. So now with all the pit stops kind of cleared now, everyone's kind of on the same terms now in terms of the amount of stops that they've made, and now Hamilton looks quite quick in this middle part of the race, apart from the middle sector where his tyres are kind of letting him down at the moment. But with the help of DRS and slipstream, we are staying with Hamilton on the straights, and we might even have a look now into turn 1. We move to the inside. We don't quite brake later than him, but we just have a little look, and Hamilton holds his line into turn 1. Still in second place for the moment, but we've got a bad exit off the first corner, but doesn't hurt us too much now as we make the move now on the 16th lap. I think Hamilton moved into a lean mix there. That's why we were able to pass him a lot easier than what we did on previous laps. Again, screwed up the first corner, and Hamilton, he's going to be all over us now as he heads into turn 4, and there we go, up the inside, and it's going to be a side-by-side affair once again. Hamilton's still there on the inside. I'm trying to squeeze him, trying to intimidate him so that he gave up the position, and for the most part it worked a little bit. I still had to leave him space on the inside, so he held me up a little bit, and all this battling that we're doing is really allowing Vettel to just soar off into the distance. I think the gap is something like 10 seconds, so the battle is not on for the lead here. My goal really is just to finish in second place at this stage of the Grand Prix. Hamilton gets back in front of me once again, but he's nice brake check there, Lewis. I saw that. Lewis keeps overtaking me in the middle sector, but then when it comes to the third, he hasn't built up that 1 second advantage, and so I'm just holding on to him with DRS. But on this lap, it's a different case. Hamilton has broken the 1 second DRS window, and he's now pulled away. I wasn't able to stay with him. My tyres were kind of going off, and if I'm brutally honest, I feel like I wasn't getting the most out of the yellow wall compound, so I decided to switch back to the super softs. Very aggressive move here because I was really enjoying the way that the tyres were behaving in the first stint, so I decided to go with this one for the second one and really go aggressive to try and get back in front of Lewis, even if the tyre wear would be really bad towards the end. I'm going to take that risk in order to finish in second place. as you saw there, we rejoined just in front of Raikkonen and the big train behind him. So that was very crucial to our race there, that we didn't get held up by those guys. So Red Bull found a really nice gap for me, and we rejoin in now 3rd place, as everyone else has, I think, made their stop. So this is the effective order now to the end of the race. Lewis just made his stop there and rejoined about 4 seconds in front of me. And I was closing the gap to Lewis. As you can see, I'm putting in a purple middle sector, so this may well be the fastest lap of the race, and it is a 1:35.045. But unfortunately, it did not improve from there. The tyre wear started to kick in very early. With 6 laps left to go, we've still got about half the race stint to go. 2 laps to go now, and you can see the tyre wear is at 75% on the front left tyre. I was not looking after that front left tyre. I was inducing quite a few lockups, so what I should have done was wound back the brake bias towards the rear. That would have helped the tyre wear a little bit, but that's something I'll definitely make note of for future episodes. As you can see, Ricciardo is closing me in quite substantially. The gap was around 12 seconds when I first came into the pits. We both pitted on the same lap, but Ricciardo really has made some massive inroads in the last 5 or 6 laps, and the pace difference is just exponentially getting bigger between myself and Ricciardo, and he's just absolutely flying at this stage, and I'm just doing everything I can to nurse my front left tyre, just going as easy as I can, and just trying to make it to the end. I'm also low on fuel, but I don't think that's going to affect us too much. We're going to come up to the line and finish on the podium, our first one for F1 2016.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
For me, the Red Bull driver was the class of the field today. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
Well, thank you very much for that, Anthony Davison. I got driver of the day, thanks to him. So there we go. That's been the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's been done and won by Sebastian Vettel. I really liked the fireworks that came off as we came across the line there. That was actually something I was going to suggest maybe for F1 2017, but to see it's in this game, well, that is absolutely awesome, and a really nice layer of detail. We're second in the driver's standings now. Sebastian Vettel is 2 from 2 in this championship, and it looks like he's probably going to run away with this one, being only a 4-race season. So, absolutely no answer to Sebastian Vettel, who is the man of the moment in this career mode. So that's been this episode for today, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ultimately, it was a really good race. We made lots of progress in the first stint. The super soft tyres worked really well at the start, and then we kind of faded away as the race went on there. The AI kind of got stronger and stronger. Didn't make the best strategy call in terms of the super softs at the end there, but I believe it did not affect our finishing position at all. So it just made things just a little bit nerve-wracking towards the end, but yeah, it was a pretty good race in the end there. And there we go. That's been this episode. You can see the fireworks still going off in the background in the paddock area. So I think we're going to celebrate our first podium of the season. We've got the commentators in there as well. It's just a good sign here in Red Bull. So there we go. That's been this episode for today, guys. Episode number 3 of this F1 2016 career mode on the preview edition of F1 2016. So yeah, we're going to celebrate our first podium of the season with the team. We've got car upgrades coming in the next race as well, which I believe will be the Chinese Grand Prix. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I believe will be the next race. And I'm very interested to see how we're going to go in the race at China. The tyre wear is probably going to be quite harsh there as well. So lots of things to look forward to in terms of the F1 2016 videos. Let me know down in the comments if there's something you want me to make in terms of a video, and I'll try and do that as quickly as I can. Once again, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you like this video as well if you want to see more of this kind of content. And yeah, until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.